Are we expecting anyone else?
Uh, well, I invited, of course, Dr. Mike and
Yeah.
Ashley and Cindy.
Okay, we are live and ready to go.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, welcome everybody to the September 8th, 2025, 7:30 p.m. meeting of the Public Outreach Committee of the Harvard Unified Union District School Board. I'm Steve Rosenberg. I'm a Moortown rep, and I'm the chair this year of the committee. And if other attendees could identify themselves, we'll get going.
Okay, I'm Bobby Roode from Waitsfield. And Robert, you need to unmute.
Yep, done.
Okay, and now you
Okay.
introduce yourself and where you're from.
Rob Dabrowski, Waterbury, Vermont.
Okay.
Okay, thanks very much. So last year we had two associate members from the community, but they're not around this year. Shannon Konvinka is unavailable this year. She's moving out of town,
Ooh,
and because of something with her husband's work,
oh,
and which is a loss. And I haven't heard from Asher Berg, which
yeah,
is also a loss. But so it looks like it
And
is us
Rebecca
three.
was on last year too, wasn't she?
Rebecca was on last year. She begged off this year.
Oh yeah, okay.
A direct quote would be too much on my plate,
right.
Fair enough.
which, yeah, I think we can all sympathize.
I'll sympathize with.
Okay, so I have to see if there are any members of the public, and I see none.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to take care of a few business items. First, we have to approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting on June 9th. There's a link to those minutes in the agenda. I'll give everybody 3 seconds to read them. And if someone would like to make a motion to approve them, I would appreciate it.
I move to approve the minutes.
And if
Second.
somebody else would second, okay, we're good. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, now we have to elect the chair. I didn't mean to pull a coup by announcing I was the chair. And at the last school board meeting, there was some discussion, mainly by me, as to whether Ashley could name me the chair. But anyway, if someone else wants to be chair, I will not fight to the death. Otherwise, if someone could nominate me,
I nominate Steve.
Oh boy.
I second.
Okay. And if there's no more discussion, let's take a vote. All in favor of Steve being chair, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, public comment, we can skip right over that. So we can get right into the main part of the meeting, which is to discuss how we see this committee functioning in the coming year. So do you all have a copy of the agenda in front of you?
I do not. Where can I find a copy of that?
Oh, here I have a copy.
You
It
know
worked.
what?
Why don't you forward it to him, Steve? Because it
I
worked.
will.
Yeah, I was able to open it. I just can't write in it.
I was looking for it. I can't find it.
Okay, I just sent it to you, Rob.
Thank you.
I wonder, usually, well, yeah, we had, I guess last year, didn't we have, Lisa was also on the committee. She kind of prepared these. Anyway, we'll just make sure that they know to send us the agendas.
I see. So
Uh,
it was sent out to this CEN warning, all docs CEN warning
Oh,
agendas, but I don't know if
oh,
the, I mean, I got it.
um,
hmm. I don't know. Anyway, we can ask about it and find
Yeah.
out.
Rob, did you get it?
so I would just ask, I got it on my phone. I'd ask if next time you could send it to my work email address than rather than the HUUSD because I don't check that one very often.
Oh,
Uh,
And
but
that's
I don't,
probably why I didn't notice it until a little while
yeah,
ago.
okay.
but
Sorry.
I think we have to be careful about that. I would check. I think we have to use the school board one for school board stuff.
I,
But
th- I think
I
that's
don't,
correct, but you
Okay.
know what? I can just make a note of
Sending it to both.
sending it to you.
yeah,
Do we have your non uh, school board email?
It's Robert dot Dabrowski, DABROWSKI
Mhm.
at vermontspelledout.gov.
okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And
That one is always
uh,
open on my computer.
is your name all lowercase?
Yep,
All right.
So do you normally get all the school board stuff there too?
I do.
Oh, so I guess they don't care.
Um,
Well,
they might be sending it to both as well, though.
Mm.
you could forward.
And maybe that's how I'm getting it. I thought I had stuff forward, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I just haven't gotten this stuff yet. So
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
it could just be operator error on my part too.
Okay. So does everybody have an agenda in front of them now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So under the topics, I tried to put together a list a little bit in chronological order of what I think the issues are that we're going to have to get out to the public. And the first thing that's supposed to be coming down the pike towards the end of the month is the report from Truex Collins.
Right.
And I'm hoping we can discuss a little bit of how, as the outreach committee, we want to handle that. So I don't know what the report's going to say, but presumably it's going to have a list, school by school, of all the repairs needed with a dollar figure, and it's going to be a staggering amount.
And
Well,
the latest report's only supposed to have three schools,
right.
three options listed, right?
Well, yeah, I think that's what's going to go to those advisory boards. Um, I'm not sure. I was reading that the focus, a lot of it is going to be on the Harwood High School, middle school, high school building.
Mhm.
That's what I've read in a couple of, it's on our agenda. And then since we don't have the report, but I remember that something like that, Rob, where they were going to offer uh, three scenarios, but I think first they have to go over the report with us, kind of in general. I'm until we see it.
Well, I'd say that's fair. I mean, I think, just pushing out that
Yeah,
it's still moving forward.
right.
We don't have any final decisions. We don't know all the details right now. I think just kind of pushing that narrative out that
Mhm.
we're not stopping, but we don't know what the final decision's going to be yet, or something along those lines.
So, right. I mean, what else can we say?
Yeah, I
Since
mean that's pretty much
Much
it.
else. That's pretty much it.
so then the
We're
question
still,
is, how do we say it? So did you all see the letter from Ashley and Cindy that was on Front Porch Forum and in the Valley Reporter?
I did the one that people were responding to for a couple of weeks or something,
Is that what it was?
or I did. Was it the same letter in the Valley Reporter?
Yes, as on Front Porch Forum.
Okay, all right, because Shannon was writing about this, responses that people sent. The only two responses I saw were, you know, thank you for doing the work, but
Yeah, right.
that's about all they could say.
But
So,
I mean, full disclosure, I worked a little bit on that letter with Ashley and Cindy, but uh, I like the tone was, we want you to know that, we're still thinking about this stuff all the time, and there's so much uncertainty.
yeah, but I think we did know that we would be hearing a report sort of, well, maybe we don't want to put that in there. What did he say, they say at the last meeting that we'd be getting something the end of the month? I mean, do we have a date when we know that we're gonna,
Well,
because they're gonna update us, I guess, this coming meeting,
right, not that I know of,
but we don't have a date, right?
no. But, assuming we get a report from them around the end of September, I'd like us to discuss a little bit how we want to react. I mean,
Right. Right.
uh, so the newspapers like us to let them get first crack before we post on Front Porch Forum,
Okay.
which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Uh, so,
In terms of what? In terms of like decisions?
or just keeping the community informed
Okay.
and anything we want to send out
So maybe we send out, this is what we're looking to send out on Front Porch Forum. We're letting you have a first crack at it, or
to the newspapers. Yeah, that's what
yeah,
that's what we
okay.
do. I mean, they make the point that, they're trying to make a living on papers. So they want first crack, first dibs
Okay.
on
I'm
things we
just thinking
publish.
that, even if we give them first dibs, they may not want to post anything that we give them, but that shouldn't stop us from posting on Front Porch Forum.
In the past couple of years, I mean, they're looking for stuff to publish. They haven't
Right.
turned us down.
Oh, they haven't?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I've got on my notes from the last school board meeting, continuous improvement plan posted on the HUU. Oh, I think that's something else
Yeah.
yeah,
on the
yeah.
school website, but
Well, so we're kind of, yeah. So I mean, I guess at this point we don't have much to, I mean, I don't think this is anything that would be newsworthy. We're
yeah, I
still
kind of,
moving forward. We don't have the details, but just kind of hang on, folks. We're waiting the details, a report from Truex Collins, and as soon as we have it, we'll make sure it's available to the
and that
public.
we're moving regardless of what's going on with the state.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that's it. We're
right.
continuing to look at, improvement. We're waiting for the report from Truex Collins. I mean, just all upbeat, positive.
Sure.
Hmm.
We're, we're not,
So,
yeah,
I mean, the two newspapers will report on the Truex Collins, whatever they give us at the next couple of board meetings. I mean, uh, so I don't know if we want like a separate letter, a separate opinion piece, because as you've been saying, we don't know what the board wants to do, even
right.
once it
There's
gets
no
the report.
decisions. We just know that sort of supposedly by the end of the month, we'll have seen their report, but it might not be until October. I mean, Mike might say to us on Wednesday night, they don't, when are we meeting again? Is it not,
Yeah,
it's
this
this week.
Wednesday.
The
Yep.
10th, yep.
And he might say to us, oh, they asked for an extension and they're not, they won't be ready, or, we will have a full report, the next school board meeting, so we may have more information on Wednesday. So maybe we would want to hold off putting,
Yeah.
so you're thinking of just little clips that we would put in Front Porch Forum, but the
Well,
article, yeah,
I mean, I'm thinking of a couple things.
yeah,
So one approach is what Ashley and Cindy did to kind of write a kind of a formal letter, get it in the papers, and then post it on Front Porch Forum. That's one approach.
okay,
The other one I've used is to just periodically, Ben Clark and I just post our opinions on Front Porch Forum, the Moortown Front Porch Forum. And I think that's pretty successful. People react positively to it. You know, and I make it very clear, these are my personal opinions. I'm a member of the school board, but these are personal opinions.
Hmm.
And I would encourage you to do the same. And I'd like to recruit at least one person from every front porch forum covered by the district.
So Moortown has its own front porch forum,
Yes, we do.
and then Waterbury, and then when I post, it actually shows up in Facein, Warren, and Waitsfield.
Well, it'll
Oh, is
ask
that
you
right?
if you're willing for other towns to see it.
Right, I do always say yes,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to remember whether if somebody from Facein posts, do I only see, I can't remember when I post if I'm only seeing posting in Waitsfield. I thought the other, yeah, maybe. I just didn't want
So
to
I
get
think
too
other people
jealous.
can search it, but I think you're only supposed to see your area to begin with.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, so I would like to have, whatever you send out, Steve, that we're all on the
sure.
same page and we all just push out the same message.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm happy to share them, and
Yeah.
I want to emphasize that we don't necessarily have to be on the same page. You know what I mean? You can send a
Yeah.
personal message.
So
Yeah, but I
you're,
think
yeah.
just having the discussion points, what are you
Yep.
talking about in this message kind of deal.
So,
Right. And then
sure.
you could respond, not as a school board member, but as an individual, here's how I view that, or I
This
don't
is
know.
my opinion,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I always say I'm a school board member and this is my opinion.
Yeah,
So, okay, if you two are willing to do this kind of periodically through the year, I do it typically every couple weeks during
that
the
sounds
school year.
perfect.
So
Yeah,
it'd be really nice if on this outreach committee we had some kind of connection with the other members from the towns, but we could also just ask for somebody to volunteer to post in Facein, and but I want to check that thing. Yeah, anyway. Okay,
I,
but
I'm,
I'm willing to do it.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
wait.
both of you.
Okay.
So look, I'll ask around to get posts and faced in. Who else do we need? Warren, uh, Duxbury, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Warren Duxbury.
Okay. I- I'll, I'll see if I can twist elbows. And you know what I can do is I'll just always send everybody what I'm posting and then they're free to do with them what they
Well,
want.
that's true. That's true. But maybe if we knew that if Cindy says I'll post in Duxbury, and then
Yeah.
and sort
Yeah.
of, yeah, talk about what we're thinking. Okay.
Um, so can we commit to having a date to say we're gonna post something on Monday the 15th or either next week or the following week and say that
Yeah.
we'll send something to the roundabout first to give them first dibs or
So here's my feeling. I think it's a good idea to pretty much right now make up a front porch forum post that just says, hey folks, here are the issues I think the school board's going to be dealing with this year. Stay tuned.
Mhm.
So that's nothing that goes to the newspapers because
Yeah.
it's not news.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So okay, let me work on that and I'll send it around to you too.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it should be very brief, and just to keep them
Oh
encouraged.
yeah.
Mhm.
We're starting out the school year, and then reminding, yeah, that's good. And I mean, always inviting them to come to meetings and
Yeah, right. And
they,
contact us and all that.
but maybe wait until Wednesday I mean, we wouldn't send it out until after Wednesday anyway, but I mean, just to see if we have dates or anything
Yeah.
that we're
Well,
giving
that's
them.
what I was thinking is, sometime after the next school board meeting, a few days after
Yeah,
the following week.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if, you know, just if these things show up on Front Porch Forum every
yeah,
other week.
yeah.
We've got to give Steve enough time to write something out for us to work
Right.
off of.
That's right. But and also, what was I thinking? Oh gosh, I lost the thought again. Oh, yeah, but I mean that's basically it. And oh, and so I'm wondering the role that the superintendent sees his advisory groups playing in all of this, because I would think that would be the buildup to a bond.
Hmm.
You know, he's going to get some community input and then, get some support, start building support so that if a bond is floated, it's been tested a little bit.
Yeah, right. So
And so
that
I think
makes me
one thing
think,
I'm curious about is how these advisory groups are going to function, because it seems, that seems like a great form of outreach. And he really, he listed three goals in addition, and it's all focused on this stuff.
I think that's a very good point. I think we should uh, have some sort of connection with these advisory groups
Yeah.
because we're going to want to spread the word about what they're doing.
Mhm.
So that's a good point. Okay.
So he just,
Okay, so I will work on a kind of sample front porch forum post for sometime next week. I just wanted to say, like, these things are informal. So when I write them, they're kind of in my voice, and
right.
you all have different voices. So feel free to just reword it
Yeah,
however you want.
I had actually thought about that last time, last year when we were talking about the communications, having a small little sentence or two, just disclaimer, just kind of like what you're saying. This is my opinion. We're on the school
Yeah,
board, but this is my opinion. That just that same exact thing that I was
yeah,
looking for. So yeah.
yep, yeah.
But
I think
even in Cindy's letter and Ashley's, that they talked about, they're not trying, we want to just continue to provide the best quality education we can for our kids. And we're not looking to close schools, and we're not, but we have to deal with the realities.
yeah, I
That,
thought it was a good letter.
yep, yep.
Uh, okay, and then Bobby segued us into the next item on the agenda is, what is the board going to do based on the Truax report? In particular, there's the question of uh, whether the school board wants to push for a bond. So we don't know if they will or not, but I think that's something we'll have to be deeply involved with. And again, in terms of public outreach. And if there's a bond drive, then I think we'll need a combination of kind of formal meetings with the community and then the informal front porch forum posts, maybe letters to the papers, things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Go ahead.
please.
I was just gonna say that it's been on my brain. I've been drinking from a fire hose this week, and
Oh, yeah.
and my oldest son just got like several stitches today in his knee. So,
Uh,
Right.
um, I've been thinking about, and I've been wanting to since the last meeting, get a hold of Lisa and just have her list out some of the monetary issues that we have. How much the government owes us. That we had that $500,000 thing last
yeah,
year. Just kind of where we stood on some of those items, and just pushing the financial push. I'm just saying here, this is where they're at. These are the facts. This is where they're at. Just to help with future bond discussions.
Well,
yeah,
well, yeah. I mean, she did sort of go over that apparently they're just waiting, it's not quite as grim. Well, they thought that with the ARPA money, not ARPA, it was ESSER, but it was basically like ARPA. It was emergency funds to help with extra expenses that were caused because of the COVID virus and how the schools had to respond. Um, but that money had dried up. However, we had applied for funding, and then apparently there was some administrative thing, and something they had done all the things they were supposed to do, but I don't know what happened, but for some reason they were being held back by this current administration. And then when Sanders went in to find out about it, he mistakenly thought we were part of this first group, but we weren't. So nothing
Yeah.
is really clear yet. But yeah, I mean, we can certainly talk to Lisa, but I think there's always that fine line between alarming people and say, oh my God, they're going to have all these other expenses and we'll never be able to pay for it, and maybe finding out, she was saying we just have to sit and wait. So unless she has new information, that's what she has right now. But maybe I'm not understanding what you're thinking.
But yeah, just
Yeah.
saying this is our financial position right now.
Yeah.
We've spent $1 million last year and we're still owed 500,000 from the government. Just what are some of the financial struggles that we're struggling with and um
Okay.
Yeah, I
potentially
mean,
leading up to reasons, not now, but potentially down the road leading up to reasons why um the schools are struggling and how much money is actually needed for uh, changing out the septic system or um, how much the flooding cost last year. I feel like we've just been missing a lot of those pieces and telling the community what has financially been going on, either good or bad, um, just so everyone has a leg to stand on and why we need more money or why things are going bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, so
mhm.
that's a question. Are we asking for more money right now? I mean, if we, I'm worried about conflating, I guess that's the word, the bond issues with other school board issues, with other running the school issues, because we have a budget that we proposed that was based on, that doesn't change, that was voted on by the taxpayers. So if we end up with a shortfall from that $500,000, so we want to know, how will we make that up? Um, I don't know. I mean, are you thinking this would be something for the school board or something to announce to the public? I mean, I think first,
I just want the public to know where the schools financially stand in the
okay,
district,
yeah. Well, okay, and look, and she
right? Because
doesn't.
if we don't ever talk about financials um, until meeting day, like that, nobody's going to get it. Nobody's going to understand why is the school board asking for another $2 million this year? At least they'll have some basic understanding throughout the year where things stand.
Okay,
I
and
could, I
Just
could
some
certainly,
basic financial information.
I
does
could
and
certainly ask Lisa
yeah,
to
And we
give
don't have to
me the
mention anything
rundown.
about bonds right now. Just
no, yeah.
it's just basic information,
Eh,
A picture, so
keeping
in other
people
words, a
aware.
photograph of where we are right now.
Right,
Doesn't,
exactly.
isn't that what she does? Doesn't she usually provide a financial report every,
Lisa?
She does, but Lisa being Lisa, she gets very technical very quickly.
okay,
Right, and we lose that information. We're not actually communicating that out to the public. And I feel like
I,
that's a lot of information that the public would like to know.
I
okay,
think that's a good point.
yeah,
All right, let me work with Lisa on this.
yeah.
Okay, I was gonna
Uh,
send her an email, but
Yeah, you can, I mean, that's fine too, if
oh,
she,
hey, please
okay.
be my
I'll
guest.
just CC you guys on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
please do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
no, and I think, at least at the school board meeting, and as she's delivering the report, also bring it up, that things get sort of cloudy here. And is there a way we can break this down so we can keep the public apprised, where we are in terms of our budget? I mean, we get the good news sometimes when, oh, we've had a windfall and something came in better than we thought, and um, but that ESSER funding really was a slap in the face because the program's already happened. The money's already been spent.
no, no, it's ridiculous.
So you
So,
don't get it back.
Hmm.
okay, so you're right. It would be great to have a kind of snapshot of
Yeah, that's the word.
where the finances are that
Yeah,
we can share with the public, and with the understanding that we're waiting for the Truex Collins report. Uh,
right.
in
But
in
the Truex Collins report is on facilities. and it's not money spent, it's money that will need to be spent. But if
Yeah,
we would not probably take it, I may be wrong, but I don't think it would come out of the capital budget. I mean, that's what we would have to decide as a board. Where is this money going to come from? We need to do these, what do we need to do? But
yeah.
we also do probably need to close some schools. I hate to say it, but that's the reality.
Mm.
I
Um,
mean, if it
and
saves money. The other side of that is, which even the legislature is saying now, so then you'll have increased transportation costs. You'll have costs, and then the tremendous costs of improving the buildings to bring them up to par to be able to accommodate the more students or whatever the
yeah,
changes are made.
right, right. Yeah,
So,
it's a mess. It's a tough problem. Uh,
yeah,
let me make it a little more complicated.
okay.
So, uh, the Valley Reporter had an article a couple weeks ago that CVCC wants to float a bond, and they cover I don't know how many towns, 30 towns or something,
Oh yeah, it's not
and
news.
and they discussed how much it would raise property taxes for towns in our district.
Yeah,
And that makes me feel that it's a bad year for the board to try to float its own bond. That
right. We'll have to,
having two bonds on a vote in a year uh, just increases the chances of them both being defeated. That's my gut feeling.
Mhm.
yeah,
So this is just another complication. So I did have on the agenda, um, do we want to float a bond? But that was before I heard about the CVCC bond. So, I mean,
Is
uh,
your fear that they would both get denied? That
yes,
both bonds would get denied? Yeah.
yes, that's my fear. And I mean, you know, of course, I'm in favor of the bond for CVCC, so I don't want to poison them.
yeah.
So,
Well, I think we're putting the cart before the horse. I think there's a lot of
yeah,
stuff that's going
agreed.
to happen in this discussion, and maybe, one of the things that I liked, that I had read about a while ago was even the idea that we could have a career. I mean, they were looking for a piece of property to buy but I think they found one finally, but where they could put this regional career center and accommodate all the demands that they have. Because right now we turned down, I think, how many was it? Like 25 kids last year couldn't go that
Yeah,
wanted.
right. Something like half the kids who applied.
Yeah. So there's a real reason for doing that. But then there was also the idea of even if we had regional high schools, merging something like that. So, I don't know that that will ever happen, but that's where the redistricting. But I think that the Career Center decided to go ahead and just float their own thing for now.
Yeah, right.
Where's the
But
career center located?
Right now at the Berry High School.
Okay.
I
And
mean,
there isn't room for everybody that wants to go. And, career education and the trades, that's becoming more key. We don't have people to replace the retiring tradespeople who, do things for us. So
yeah,
so there's a real shortage of the
yeah, it's a
trade.
real bottleneck. Yep.
Yeah.
But I agree with Bobby that this is kind of cart before the horse. We don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
with these bond issues.
Yeah. And, it's a partial thing. I mean, that yeah, that's going to happen. And, um,
All right, so I mean,
so
bit of an unknown.
yeah.
I also want to talk about how our committee is going to handle the implications of Act 73, which was H454.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but we have to keep the public informed. So I know the redistricting committee has to give its report to the legislature by December 31st.
Yeah.
And then January 1st, the next legislative session starts, and all hell breaks loose.
Well, yeah, what I'm thinking, actually, what you're saying, and it goes back to what Rob had suggested with it. You just tell people where it's at right now. the redistricting group is meeting, and we'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Okay, so that, I mean, all we can do is really include those topics in our front porch forum posts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now. And the one thing I felt badly because I really wanted to attend the first meeting of the redistricting group. And I was going to watch it, and something happened. And I was hearing on the radio they were saying, well, and even in the news, pretty much the first couple of meetings were just about getting organized. So this one they should actually be doing some stuff. They should be talking.
Hopefully.
Oh,
I mean, the way Mike sounded, it's just like you said, it sounded like it's been a lot slower than they anticipated already.
yeah, yeah, slower than molasses. So, but
But
that
but
forming
in
a committee,
reality, I mean, things take time, so I'm
exactly.
not surprised.
That's what's really hard. And he said, and they'll be asking for extensions and different, I don't know, you know, but this is what's hard about this part-time legislature that,
I agree. I
uh,
mean,
they don't really start going until after the new year. And they're supposed to have this report on the ground ready to go so that when they start the session, they can present their ideas. I don't know. They're going to have to
so,
get going.
okay, so I can see, in some of these front porch forum posts, just kind of in the fall and into the winter, telling people, okay, the redistricting committee's doing their thing. We have to wait and see. And then once they give their report and the legislation session starts in January, then our front porch forums shift to what we think is going on in the legislature.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. It's yeah.
Mike's done a great job of keeping us posted on that so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that keeps up.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not on the task force anymore, so
Yeah.
he won't be directly tied to it. But I think he does follow everything in the legislature.
I think so.
That and
A lot more than we do.
yeah, what? A lot more than we do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay. Sorry.
so,
Didn't mean to interrupt.
well, I don't know. Here, I'm not looking at everybody. That's the problem. I'm just looking at the agenda and typing notes.
Hmm.
So I'm sorry. I'm being a little bit
No, no.
out of it.
And then
Uh,
the last item I put down was preparing the community for the March budget vote. So, that's definitely a job we have. That'll be in beginning of next year.
yeah. Well, so I mean, the big issues, yeah, I mean, that you're bringing up is, how much money are we going to be able to ask them for? And without justification, people are likely not to. But fortunately, a bond is separate from the school district vote. So it's like, and that, so that we'll have our school budget, which we still will have to develop. And um,
Yeah.
But again, if when it comes time to the budget and voting for it, if they know financially, or at least have an idea financially where we are, um, it might make the vote just a little bit easier.
right, we're being
Agreed.
fiscally, I
We
think what
we,
we're trying to show is that we're being
we were
fiscally
fiscally
responsible.
responsible. We
Yeah.
were anticipating, an extra 2 million for the government, but they clawed it all back, and now we've got to make it up here ourselves. So, just I'm exaggerating, but um, just that idea of
Yeah. What was I reading about? Or you know what? It was on Vermont Public. I listen to the radio a lot in the car, or, different. When I stopped commuting for work, it really made it terrible because I used to listen all the time. But they were interviewing the superintendent who is serving on the task force now.
Mhm.
Or on this redistricting committee. And Mike, I asked about it last at the board meeting, and Mike said, yeah, he's a pretty good guy. But he talked about some school district he went to where the first year there was $300,000 that they were counting on and they didn't get, and then so we had a deficit of that, and what they did to make up the difference, and they did a lot of fundraising.
Yeah.
But that,
yeah.
And you've got the kids, the Harwood Auditorium thing, which seems to be they're raising their own money for that. It'd be interesting to
Yeah, good for them. More power to them.
yeah.
And that's a good point, is adding that in there, that, this isn't something that's coming out of the school budget. They're funding this themselves, right? They're doing this infrastructure project on their own without having to take additional funds from the school. So I think that's a very important one to throw in there for the
Boy,
communications piece.
you're right. That's
Uh-huh.
that's important that we yeah, to highlight what we are doing when we know what we're doing. But
Yeah. So I wanted to just discuss briefly, like, uh, what are our avenues for communication? So we have the newspapers, we have Front Porch Forum. There's also the district newsletter and the district website. And uh, I think we've made progress on getting the information on the website more visible. Now
Mm.
a lot of times, like there's budget discussion on the home page as opposed to being, 3 or 4 clicks down somewhere on the website. So, I mean, I understand it's hard to make a website super clean and easy to use. And the only reason I understand it is that's what my daughter does for a living.
yeah.
Oh, um,
Uh,
my only thought that keeps coming to mind is if, and I'm not sure if we're even allowed to, but posting a link in everything that we communicate to, to the school board agendas, or whatever we want them to look at.
Absolutely, we can.
Okay, that's perfect then. I think
Yeah,
that might be really helpful.
yeah,
Just making it a quick, easy click on this, and
Yeah.
this is the
yeah,
And you go
important stuff
right
going on.
there. You see exactly what it is. Yeah, and that's
right.
great. And
Yep,
then I added to the list advisory groups because the superintendent advisory groups. Those will be
yeah.
another avenue of communication.
Mhm.
Well, Bobby,
Yeah.
say a little more about that. Are we kind of communicating to them? Are they communicating to us?
Well, I think
What's the
he's,
thought?
I don't know. I mean, but I am curious about what he sees these groups doing. They're sort of informal focus groups.
Yeah.
And yet we could communicate to them if there's something, and those advisory groups hopefully are going to be extending what they learn to their friends and neighbors so that it has fingers out into the community so they can become another tool.
Or we could be a tool for them.
We could be a tool for them if they want us.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So, and he did say there were going to be school board reps or something. I don't know. He talked about what the composition of the committee of the advisory groups are going to be, but I would assume he's going to get into that more. Well, this time we're supposed to be approving his goals, but I don't know if there's going to be any discussion, but maybe find out a little bit more about what he's thinking or
Well, why don't I send Mike a
yeah,
email just saying this is a topic that came up at our meeting and what are his thoughts about, how the focus groups and our
yeah,
committee can help each other.
right. So that's why I just added them to your list about what are avenues for communication.
Yeah, I think
That
that's a
sounds
very
great.
good point.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm capturing and that I didn't leave something out of these. I mean, I'm taking very brief notes, but I said because Steve always takes very detailed notes, but I just we're having a discussion around having little information to date, but
Hmm.
what do we want to communicate? Still moving forward. We don't have all the details, but we're still moving forward. Periodically, we're asking that we each of us post notices and express our opinions, not as school board so that we post notices on Front Porch Forum. I didn't complete that thought. Will the board want to push for a bond? And if there is a bond, what will our involvement be in this? So
Hmm.
these are more like questions that we discussed. Um,
Well, that
Suggestion to provide a clear snapshot to voters about what issues we are facing and where we are in our current budget.
mhm.
and keeping them apprised, maybe monthly, posting that. Keep the public informed about Act 73, uh, that the redistricting group is meeting, and we will keep you posted. Highlight what's being done to offset costs. So like what are the kids are doing, to raise, or the group
Hmm.
raising to do the auditorium, maybe other things, sports, why we're charging for t-shirts now or something. I don't know. And then highlight what is being done to offset the costs. Okay, and what are the avenues for communication? Is that kind of the,
So one thing I
That
would just
works.
like to add,
yeah,
because you touched on it, that we would update, the financial piece, whatever,
yeah,
monthly.
yeah,
Is even if we have a single piece that we want to put out this week,
right,
just like everything else, it's advertising. So posting, at least every 2 weeks, even if it's the same post from the previous 2 weeks and nothing's changed, just pushing that same message and getting it out there. Because, I didn't look at Front Porch Forum today, but maybe that post is going to be there next week when I look at it.
uh-huh.
Just thinking about that as like a marketing tool as well, right?
I agree completely.
So say that again. So using Front Porch Forum to post the same information more than once?
Even if we don't have any changes in information from week to week, just
Right.
posting it once a week or once every 2 weeks. Um, Again, even if the message hasn't changed, just to reiterate that or to get eyes from people that didn't see the last post.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. All right. I'll probably
All
still have
right.
to clean these up a little bit, but that at least I got the broad idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we're up. I think we're up to the kind of what else or next steps portion of the meeting, and we may have covered that already. We do for next steps. I mean, we do have some action items. I'm going to ask around for school board members to post on Front Porch Forum in the other towns. And I will work on a sample Front Porch Forum post. Rob's going to talk to Lisa about getting some sort of big picture on our finances. I mean, I got to warn you, Lisa is so detail oriented. It may be hard to get a summary out of her, but
Yeah.
good luck. And I'll write Dr. Mike about how our committee can work with the advisory groups.
Okay, so Rob, contact Lisa about getting some sort of simplified budget summary,
Yeah.
and Steve will be in touch with Mike with
Mhm.
detail of
Um,
how advisory groups will work.
and
Mhm.
and so you just brought up another idea. Is we don't want to make these front porch forums like crazy long.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Agree.
if we've got a budget piece that we want to post on Monday and you know, where we stand or thoughts on a Wednesday, we can break those pieces up too. It doesn't have to be one giant
Right.
message. And
And
that'll give us more to post.
Right, and
and
also you can have those links. So here's a link to the budget. Here's the link to the budget summary.
right.
Yep.
So we don't have to post the budget summary, but here's a link to it. But I like that idea too. And
But the
so,
easier you make it for them to just click a link,
right.
the more likely they're going to go there.
Yep.
Yep, exactly.
And
So,
I just had a thought. I mean, uh, all the posts Ben Clark and I did on the Moortown Front Porch Forum, I'm sure you can access them if you want to see what they look like.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. I should go do that.
Yeah. And I mean, one thing you'll see is my posts and Ben's are very different. And I think that's a good thing.
um,
All right. Are we up to scheduling a next meeting?
Sure. I didn't bring my calendar downstairs, but I think my computer is synced with it. So, okay. So next meeting.
So,
Um,
I mean, my feeling is we don't want to meet before we have a bunch of information from Truex Cullens, right?
well, or do we
Um,
want to meet after we have a school board meeting this week? Do we want to meet next week to process it, or I don't know.
Mm,
I don't want to meet next Wednesday. It's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy
And
birthday.
uh, I don't want to meet a lot. Let me be
No, okay.
brutally frank.
Right. Okay.
I was thinking maybe twice a month if
Oh,
possible. Um,
oh, we're getting
Okay.
into okay, we're
So,
getting into the Jewish holidays. Let's see, the next week it says Erev Rosh Hashanah. So that's
is that
Monday,
the
is it
September like
22nd?
22nd, 24th? I don't,
Yes,
sometime
20,
that week.
it's the,
well,
yeah, so after the 24th, oh, so we have a school board meeting the 24th, huh?
yeah, right.
And that's, is that, no, Rosh Hashanah ends, it's only, let me see, let me look at my calendar. Ah. The other calendar. Well, my
Well,
husband said, no wonder you can't keep track of Jewish holidays. You
so
have one
so
every week.
so I've got a
About
question.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, why don't we um meet to talk, maybe a few days after every school board meeting, at least. That way we can have some time to process the past school board meeting. I don't know, it's just a thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that would mean,
could we meet on after the 24th,
we
like the
could.
25th or 26th?
Yep, I could do either of those.
Yep,
But
I can
I
do
could
either of
even
those.
meet the 24th. You only go until what it's the second day. When does it end? The shofar sounded well, all right, it's probably safer to not meet that day. The
So,
20,
are you two available to meet during the day or only in the evenings?
Uh, Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I can definitely do a meeting in the day. I'm out of the office. I'm like on the road 2 or 3 days a week,
Uh-huh.
and it's hit or miss what day that's gonna be because it's whatever the clients want. So, but if
Hmm.
I'm home, I'll absolutely can do a Zoom. I can meet up somewhere.
okay.
Okay, well, I would propose a next meeting on Thursday, the 25th. So that gives us uh, two board meetings,
Okay.
but
And yeah,
I can't do in the evening. So I could either do during the day on Thursday, the 25th, or in the evening on Friday, the 26th. But I don't know if everybody's keen for Friday meetings because you're usually out clubbing, I know.
oh yeah, I'm dancing, but sometimes I do.
Preparing for the weekend.
Yeah, Friday nights are not so great. Anyway, I could meet Thursday. I have a Board of Abatement meeting from 9 to 10 in Waitsfield. That's the only thing, but I could meet after 10.
Rob, you just don't know if you can meet that day?
That day works well for me after noon.
Oh,
Okay.
fine.
All right,
Noon
that
on.
sounds good.
I mean, should we say one?
Sure, that works.
All right.
Uh, okay, I have physical therapy. 1 to 2. Could we meet
Okay.
at 2? Could we meet at 2 or 2:15?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay, let's try 2:15. I don't have a lot more physical therapy, but that's one of the last ones. So, or is it easier to remember like 2:30 as opposed to 2:15? I don't care.
Yeah, I think so. If you're
Okay.
2:30?
okay with it.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
good.
All right. So outreach committee. All right.
Okay, so, if earth-shaking news happens at the meeting this Wednesday, then we could schedule an emergency meeting after that. But let's see how it goes. And just a final reminder is we can communicate with each other by email about administrative stuff like meetings and this and that, but no policy discussions.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, so the meeting is adjourning at 8:22.
well, if there's a motion,
I make a
Is it-
motion, we adjourn.
Oh, my computer says 8:25. Okay, I second that.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Okay, thanks
I
very
can't
much,
say nay
both
this
of
time.
Yeah, you didn't say nay? Okay. All right, thanks a lot, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks.
guys.
Thanks to both of you.
Chat
See you,
soon.
see you Wednesday.
All right. Bye now.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.